welcome once again to the Brain Ladle Trivia Podcast, where you learn things through fun, digestible nuggets of minutia, information, and lists. And it tastes real good, too. I am your host, Davo, with my compatriots, Neil.
Hello.
And Kels.
Good evening.
You know, it's funny how you can just start talking.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and you say different things every time you just start talking, but you're sort of saying the same thing, and none of it really makes a ton of sense. But it's always entertaining.
I'm more of a gist kind of person than anything else.
Kind of get the idea out there.
Yeah, I'm trying to convey ideas. You know, trying to throw something out there and see what people feel. I want to make people feel things.
Be careful with that. You could get in trouble.
Yeah.
Depending on what you make them feel.
Well, I'm excited about this week. We've got a fresh host. We've got Neil reading us some questions. Is that correct?
That's true.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready. What do you got?
Well, as we do every week, I've got a theme, and I've got 6 categories with 4 questions each, all related to that theme. Today's theme was suggested by a listener, a friend of mine named Jeff, who thought it would be cool to do, since we're kind of doing a game show sort of thing here, he thought it would be fun to have a game show.
How
So
meta.
all questions today are about game shows.
I love game shows.
All right.
Shout out.
Mostly TV, but there's some mix in here. There's a few oddballs. So
I can't tell you how I'm excited about it. I just
you can
so
barely
excited.
say the words.
I'm so happy.
I kind of feel like you might not be telling the truth completely.
No, I love game shows.
Oh, do you?
I love them.
Okay. Well,
this doesn't bode well for me. Shout out to Jeff though. I like
Thanks,
I like the
Jeff.
category.
I'm happy about this one too.
first category is history. The first commercial television game show was an adaptation of a popular radio show, and it only aired one time in New York in 1941 as an experiment. But then it was revived on TV in 1950 and aired for the next 24 years, mostly hosted by Bob Barker. What game show is it?
I'm locked in.
I'm not really sure, but I'm locked in with an answer.
Davo?
Well, this is an interesting one because if this is correct, there is a town in New Mexico named this.
Oh my gosh.
Truth or consequences?
Okay, Kels?
Quiz show.
The correct answer is Truth or Consequences.
Love game shows.
And Dave was right. The town in New Mexico was named after the show. The show did different kinds of, it was kind of not really a prank show, but people had to do tasks and things. And I forget the exact story, but the town of Truth or Consequences was, I should have written this down. This would have been a good nugget.
It would have.
But it was named, there's some town in New Mexico that volunteered to change their name for the show. And they haven't changed it back.
That's where Cactus Jack is from.
Truth or consequences, New Mexico. I've actually driven by there a couple times.
In what year was the first Emmy for game shows awarded? Bonus if you can name any of the shows nominated in that year. So basically, when was the Emmy for outstanding game shows initiated? I'll give you a range there of 3 years.
Okay.
So within 3 years, when was the first game show Emmy
Yeah.
awarded? Good question.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in as well.
Kels?
I went with 1977.
Okay. Zero? Oh, sorry.
And I just threw out. Oh, did I have to guess 3? Only guess
no,
one.
just one.
Wheel of Fortune.
Okay.
I went with, my logic was, I was thinking daytime Emmys.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of game shows take place during the day.
All right.
I went with 1981, and I threw out there The Price is Right.
Okay. The Emmy's been given out since the first daytime Emmys. Daytime Emmy started in 1974.
Oh,
So Kels was close, but not quite close enough.
What was the
You
range?
said 3 years, right?
Oh, did I say 3?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he got it.
Oh, my bad.
Seven,
Sorry.
It was a squeaker.
Yeah, it was.
So that was the question. So it's 10 points for Kels. The bonus is if you can name any of the shows. The 3 shows that were nominated that year were Password, Hollywood Squares, and Jeopardy.
Dag nabbit.
Should have went with Over Reliable.
Yeah, you were kind of in the wrong era there, Dave.
Yeah.
Question 3. The movie Quiz Show tells the story of Charles Van Doren, who was involved in a game show fixing scandal that eroded the popularity of game shows and led to legislation to ensure their fairness. What was the name of the show featured in the movie?
I'm locked in. I'm not feeling great, but I'm locked in. Did Robert Redford direct the movie?
I believe so.
Yes.
And then Ray Fiennes
Ray
was in
Fiennes
it. He got nominated for an Oscar, I believe.
Was that 94?
I think so. It was a really good movie. I liked it a lot. And John Turturro was in it.
Mm-hmm.
He played Herb Stempel.
Wow.
Yeah. I have no idea, and I am locked in.
Devo?
What with the $64 question?
Okay. $64.
Yeah, that used to be called the $64 question.
Okay.
I went with
I thought it was 64,000.
It never got. I thought it was originally called the $64 question,
Okay.
and then later on it became 64,000 because who wants to win $64?
Somebody trying to buy an OK vacuum cleaner. I went with the Brainiac Challenge.
Okay. Correct answer? 21.
No, doggone it. Rassle frassle.
So I don't know if it was really covered much in that movie, but there were several shows around the same time that had similar kind of scandals, including Dato, The Question, The Challenge, and Tic Tac Doe.
They're bringing back the Joker's Wild with Snoop Dogg.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Question 4. You Bet Your Life was a radio and television game show that made its TV debut in 1950. In a 1952 article in Television Magazine, the president of the company that did the filming claimed that it was the first TV show filmed in front of a studio audience and discussed some of the technical challenges involved, which is why it's historical. There's some people claim that I Love Lucy was the first show recorded in front of a studio audience.
Mm-hmm.
This article, which was written in 1952, disputes that. But I also saw there was another show that claims to be the first one, so I'm not really sure. But your question is, who was the wisecracking host of You Bet Your Life?
You Bet Your Life.
What year was this show?
It debuted in 1950. It ran for about 10 years, and it has been in syndication quite a bit. That's another claim to fame, is it was one of the first syndicated recorded shows. Really, basically took old shows and syndicated them.
I'm locked in.
Okay.
But I have 2 answers in my head. But I locked in with my first one, and we're going to go with it.
Okay.
I also have 2 answers in my head. I'm going to go with one. I'm locked in.
Devo?
Groucho Marx.
Kels?
I just went with Bob Eubanks.
Okay.
I just like saying Eubanks.
So the quiz part of the show was very downplayed. It wasn't what the show was really about. It was really a vehicle for this guy who was towards the end of his career to have a show to showcase what he was good at, which was interviewing and ad-libbing and so on. And the gentleman's name was Groucho Marx.
Yay!
Well played.
Thank you.
What was the other name he had?
Jack Benny.
There was an episode of the Jack Benny Show where he went on You Bet Your Life for a show that was kind of modeled off of that one. But he did it hiding the fact that he was Jack Benny. But Groucho knew that it was Jack Benny. And so the final question on the quiz show was, Jack Benny always claims to be 39 years old. How old is he actually? And Jack Benny got the question wrong intentionally so that he wouldn't have to reveal his true age. There's clips of You Bet Your Life on YouTube. I think that stuff's funny.
They're great.
Yeah.
They're really good.
He had to, if you said the secret word, the duck would come down and you'd earn an extra $100 or
Yeah,
something like
why
that.
not? Say the secret word.
Never heard of that show.
All right.
You should check it out on YouTube. It's good.
Oh, yeah.
I will.
At the end of round one, what do we have?
Davo has 20. Kels has 10.
All right. Category 2. Before they were famous. This is an episode about people who were on game shows in one capacity or another before they became famous. Question 1. What head-turning future game show personality appeared on a 1980 episode of The Price is Right as a contestant?
Can you say that again?
What head-turning future game show personality appeared on a 1980 episode of Price is Right?
I'm locked in.
I am locked in as well.
Kels?
I went with Vanna White.
Davo?
I also went with Vanna White.
Correct answer was a very young and attractive Vanna White.
Did she stop aging after like 93?
I don't know, but when she was one of the very first contestants that came out. You know, when they open the show, they bring 4 people down. When Bob Barker walked out, he walked over to her and said that they were watching her on the monitor, and she had a T-shirt on. It was a little tight, and it said "Get Serious." And he said somebody who was watching the monitor backstage said, "Get serious," and someone else said, "Oh, I am." So he made a point of saying that during the show, but she did not get up on the stage. He did not.
She didn't answer a question right?
Well, she didn't
Guess the right price?
Yeah, she didn't know.
Wow.
She didn't wager properly.
Yeah.
Always go for $1. Always.
Okay. What recent newlywed was once a briefcase girl on Deal or No Deal? Famously newlywed.
Oh. No. Really? No way.
Locked in.
No. I'm going to lock in with this. That sounds so weird. I'm going to lock in with this.
Kel?
I put Meghan Markle.
Devo?
So did I. Meghan Markle.
That was Prince Harry. No, it was Meghan Markle.
Holy crap.
She was on for,
Like must have been like the first season.
I'm not sure. It was 16 episodes or something like that she was on.
That's crazy.
But there are a lot of people, well, there are a lot of briefcase girls, and several of them have gone on to be notable in one way or another. Okay, question 3. Sally Fields, John Ritter, and Arnold Schwarzenegger all appeared on this show where their goal was to impress members of the opposite sex.
Oh my gosh.
I'm locked in.
Me too. Locked in.
Kels?
I went with the dating game.
Devo?
I also went with the dating game.
Correct answer is the dating game.
We're reading over my shoulder, Kelvin.
Yeah, it's really easy from this distance.
Yeah.
On a darker note,
Oh boy,
I know this.
I know. I got a feeling. I
I
know
know
what this
this.
is
Oh.
too.
This is really
did
kind
I
of
make
awesome.
this too obvious?
but please.
Another notable person who appeared on the dating game was Rodney Alcala, who appeared in 1977. What was he convicted of in 2010?
Is this the actual question? Or
That's
is
the
this
question, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is.
The guy that appeared on the show was convicted of something in 2010.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
Devo?
He was a serial killer.
Kels?
Man, I wrote that first and scratched it out. And you said, what was he convicted of? I put the crimes, rape, and the murder.
I'll give you that. He was convicted of raping and murdering at least 5 women. Between the years of 1976 and 1979, he was on the show in 1977. So he was in the middle of his murder spree when he went on the dating show. The woman who picked him changed her mind at the last minute, decided he was a little bit too creepy, and did not go out with him.
Good call.
Yeah.
Was he the Hillside Strangler?
No. He was kind of associated with the Hillside Strangler.
Right.
I don't know that they've ever caught the Hillside Strangler.
Right.
But I was looking at this guy's Wikipedia page. He was really interesting. He got convicted in like the late 70s. He had a record up until that point.
Mm-hmm.
He got convicted of the murder of a 12-year-old girl. That was overturned for a technicality. Retried, reconvicted. That was overturned on a technicality. And then it wasn't until 2010 that he was convicted for the 3rd time for that murder. And at the same time, they added 4 additional murders because now they had some DNA evidence that tied him to these other murders, including a murder that had previously been attributed to the Hillside Strangler.
Ah, okay. That's where I was getting at. So did I get it right with the serial killer?
Yeah, his serial killer nickname was the Dating Game Killer.
Wow.
I saw that in the article on Cracked. And
Yeah.
I was like, they said the girl was like, yeah, no, I'm not, I can't do it with this guy.
Okay, that was the end of round 2. What are we looking at score-wise?
That was a fantastic round for both of us. Davo has 60. Kels has 50.
Okay, category 3. What's the best game show? Best
Jeopardy.
TV game show?
Price is Right.
Jeopardy.
Price is Right.
I love the Price is
it's
Right.
Jeopardy.
I go Jeopardy.
Jeez, what's wrong with you?
I'd staying home with my Nana watching Price is Right at 10 o'clock
well.
in the morning.
I loved it too.
Yeah.
It was right before Young and the
I mean, if your
Restless.
Nana liked it, there was something to it.
It was
but-
my Nana. Yeah.
Anyway, for the purposes of round 3, the category is Jeopardy.
Jeopardy is a fantastic game show. Nothing against it, but it's more nostalgia trip for me for Price is Right.
And
Quality.
as such, since it's a Jeopardy category, I'm going to give you the answer.
Yes.
You need to give me the question.
I've been waiting for this day for a long time.
This
Neil.
is
Thank you.
fantastic. I'm excited.
Question 1. 34, not counting lifetime achievements.
The answer is 34, not counting lifetime achievements.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if this were Jeopardy, would the category still be game shows? Or is this...
No, the category would be something different, probably. But I feel like if I told you that, it would be too obvious. Dave, are you locked in?
Not yet. Still writing.
Still writing?
Yes.
Because it's a little, knowing what the answer is, it's really obvious, but
It's always obvious when you can read the answer, Neil. That doesn't help us in the least.
I could give you what a category might be if it would help.
No. I'm locked in.
Okay.
I'm locked in.
Okay. Davo?
I put what is the number of Emmys for Jeopardy?
Okay.
I went with what is Daytime Emmys won?
The correct answer is, what is the number of daytime Emmys won by Jeopardy? Not counting lifetime achievements.
Wow.
The producer and Alex Trebek have both won lifetime achievement Emmys.
Ah.
Specifically daytime Emmys, but that doesn't really matter. Question 2 in Jeopardy. The answer is think exclamation mark.
I don't feel good, but I'm locked in.
Do you need some Tums?
After that question, yes.
I'm locked in.
Davo?
What is the gimmick for Jeopardy? Since you answer in a question, I felt terrible. Just
Okay.
no. Go ahead, Kels.
I put what is the text scene on Watson?
No, both wrong. That is the name of the Final Jeopardy song.
I didn't.
Exclamation point is the name of the Final Jeopardy song.
Think exclamation mark
is
the name of the
Think.
song.
Yeah,
Just like because you know
not
the
exclamation.
I took you very literally and was thinking about punctuation. Oh,
Oh, I wasn't saying think exclamation mark. I was
No.
saying the name of the answer is think with an exclamation mark at the end, which is a clue because you know the official name of Jeopardy is Jeopardy exclamation mark.
Mm-hmm.
Spelling it without the exclamation mark is actually spelling it incorrectly.
And illegal in Arkansas.
right. The nice inside joke there. I took you so literally and completely misconstrued that. That's why it's important to really use your mind and work on the question.
So you mean think exclamation mark?
Can we just have the next question, please?
Well, actually, there's a nugget or two in there.
Oh, let's nugget away.
Who do you think wrote that song?
Jan Hammer. Because it's so good, only a man of Jan Hammer's stature would have written it.
Someone bigger than
I
Jan
was
Hammer.
thinking either John Williams or a Jan Zimmer.
Jerry Goldsmith?
No, think about Jeopardy.
Merv Griffin.
Merv Griffin.
Merv Griffin wrote that? Oh, my
And
goodness.
he has estimated that in royalties, he has made $70 million off of that song. Because every time you hear that in a TV show or a movie,
He gets paid.
he gets paid.
And I ate bologna last week.
That's fantastic.
I ate bologna humming that song last week.
You owe Merv
Did
a
you
couple
send a check
bucks.
to him?
I guess I have to now.
Yeah.
$350.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry about that one. I thought
Nah, that was a good one.
That was a great question. I just dove too deeply.
it might have been easier if you'd actually been able to see the question.
See what happens when you put baby in a corner?
Well, I couldn't see it either.
Kelvin, don't bring that up.
Well, you got it wrong also. So.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Question 3 in Jeopardy. $77,000 out of a theoretical $566,400.
I'm locked in.
Me too.
Kels?
I went with what is the highest point total achieved on one show?
Davo?
I went with what is the amount of a true daily double because I was lost. I was still flummoxed about think.
The correct answer is, the correct question is, what is the largest single day winning amount? $77,000. So, points to Kels by a guy named Roger Craig.
Not the running back for the 49ers in the 80s?
Might have been.
I think it was more recent. I mean, I don't know. Probably not.
Well, Roger Craig took a lot of shots to the head, so
It'd be more impressive if it was that with Roger Craig.
yeah.
So yeah, mathematically, the most you could possibly win would be $566,400 in Jeopardy if you got every question right, and if all three of the daily double if both of the daily doubles were,
No, it's 3.
yeah, there's one in the first round and two in the second round,
Yep.
and if they were all the lowest point value, and you got those at the end of the rounds, those are the last questions picked, which is almost impossible
Right.
that anybody could possibly do that. And in however many seasons they've had, the highest total is 77,000 in a single day. Question 4. You're either going to like this one if you know it, or if you don't like it, you're going to hate me.
Okay.
There's three questions that I'll accept as correct for this one. You can come at it from a couple of different ways. The answer is Archibald Leach, Bernard Schwartz, and Lucille Lesueur.
Who's a jiggle what?
Archibald Leach, Bernard Schwartz, and Lucille Lesueur.
I'm locked in.
How confident are you?
Not very now that I said locked in. But that happens a lot.
I'm locked in with zero confidence.
Kels?
I went with who were the first 3 Jeopardy contestants.
Okay. Davo?
That's such a good answer. That is so good. I went with who are the grand champions.
Yeah, you guys are probably going to hate me. Do you guys ever watch a television show called Cheers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know Cliff Clavin went on Jeopardy one time?
Yes.
In every category, he nailed. They were questions like U.S. mail and Boston baseball, and I forget what they were. But he was mathematically unable to lose before the final question. Right?
Right.
He bet way too much, and his final Jeopardy question was Archibald Leach, Bernard Schwartz, and Lucille Lesueur. The answer that they were looking for on Jeopardy was, what are the real names of Cary Grant, Tony Curtis, and Joan Crawford?
And he answered, who are three people who have been in my kitchen?
His answer was, who are three people who have never been in my kitchen? Which is another question I would have accepted. I also would have accepted what was Cliff Clavin's final Jeopardy answer. So those are the three.
Oh, that is so funny.
That is a lovely question.
I was a little surprised that you guys didn't know Archibald Leach and Cary Grant.
Nah.
Okay. You being movie buffs, I thought maybe that would be a thing. And that would give, I was hoping that would kind of clue you in on what it was, but.
I watched Cheers as a small child, and so it's very little I remember about it. But
Maybe, I guess it was before your time. Davo doesn't really have that excuse.
Nope, I just flat out got it wrong.
Do you remember that episode?
I very well, because he looked so pained.
He could have won so easily.
He was arguing vehemently.
Yeah.
But they haven't been in my kitchen.
Well, after our Jeopardy round, what are our scores? Have they changed much?
They have changed a bit. They've tightened. We are all tied up at 70.
Okay. So this is round 4?
Correct, Mundo.
There's a lot of real game shows that were really fun. There's some fictional game shows, most of which don't really sound as much fun.
Right.
Question 1 in fictional game shows. The Long Walk and The Running Man are two novels about fictional game shows written by Richard Bachman. What is Richard Bachman's real name?
Locked in.
wow, that's frightening.
You familiar with The Running Man? It was made into a movie.
Yeah, I saw the movie and did the dance a few times, but
That I really want to see.
Oh, that's fantastic.
but as far as Richard Bachman, that I'm drawing a blank. I'm just gonna write something.
Dave was pretty fast on this one. I'm guessing he knows it.
He was quick trigger. I'm locked in.
Davo?
Stephen King.
Stephen King. Kels?
I wrote down John Smith.
Correct answer is Stephen King. The story is he wrote a series. You're not much of a horror or Stephen King fan?
Yeah.
Are you on?
I mean, mostly film adaptation.
He wrote a whole series of books as Richard Bachman. The story I heard was that his publisher told him that, or his agent, somebody told him that if you publish too many books in a year, your popularity will decrease. Sounds kind of BS-y to me. If they're good books, they're good books. But anyway, so he wanted to keep publishing, so he invented Richard Bachman. Nowadays, I don't think they even pretend anymore. I think if it does say Richard Bachman, it also says
Stephen King.
as Stephen King or something like that.
He released a couple more as Richard Bachman in the late 90s.
Yeah, and he did something interesting things where he kind of took the same basic scenario and wrote different books. One is Stephen King and one is Richard Bachman. There's a series of those.
Yeah.
My wife would remember the names of them, but I can't recall off the top of my head. But I'm a big Stephen King fan in general.
Long Walk is still quite affecting. I still think about it, it's kind of terrifying.
It's been optioned for a movie, but so far it hasn't been made
It's
into a
never
movie.
been made.
That would be a fantastic movie if it were 90 minutes. You know, it's a short and sweet movie that just got right to the point. It'd be amazing.
They stretch it into 3. It'd be the
Long
Hobbit.
Walk 2.
Wow, that would be really boring. It would be a lot of walking.
It'd be the Hobbit.
9 hours of people walking.
Okay. Question 2, fictional game shows. The Hunger Games is about an annual competition to punish the losers of an uprising that happened many years earlier. Which anniversary of the games were held in the first book or movie?
Oh, bollocks.
Ooh.
What anniversary was that?
I'm just gonna have to throw a number out there. I do not know.
No, that doesn't seem. I'm locked in, and I don't think I'm right, but I'm going to go with it.
I'm locked in too.
Davo?
20th.
Cal?
One with 8th.
It's the 74th.
Oh,
Wow.
really undershot.
We're not all. You can tell who's into that young adult fiction in here. Woo.
It was kind of a big deal. The second one was the 75th anniversary, so that's when they published it. They had the great big special season where they had all the living
Winners.
the past winners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that now.
So that was episode 25 or 75.
Huh.
Okay, let's go a different direction.
Cool.
Change it up.
A little bit less dark.
Aw.
Appearing in more than 24 different game shows, what was the name of the primary game show host on Sesame Street?
Oh, hey.
Davo having young kids at one point.
Yay.
Probably, he's probably watched Sesame Street more recently than
Yeah,
you.
he's got the.
I'm locked in.
But it's one of those, if you can't think about it, you know it. I know you know it.
This is a great question, by the way. I love it.
Hey, Davo, you still got those shoes on that you used to kick yourself earlier?
I do, actually. Hobnails and all.
I was about to say, what size are they?
They're. I have small feet, 8.5.
I can't wear those.
Squeeze into them because you'll want to kick
I
yourself.
really want to. I'm locked in with the wrong answer, but
Davo?
I'd like to see where this goes.
Guy Smiley.
Kels?
I wrote the count.
It was Guy Smiley.
Man, I can see him now.
With his little blue suit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jim Henson hated doing that character because he was so, well, kind of like Dave.
Wow.
It hurt his throat to have to be that effusive.
Wow.
So for no bonus points, Dave, do you know what Guy Smiley's real name was?
I do not.
In one of the sketches, he did a sketch called "Beat the Time," and the contestant was Count Von Count. When Count Von Count introduced himself, he did so in his traditional way. He said, "They call me the Count because I love to count things," and then he kind of did that laugh that he does. Guy responded with, "Well, I'm Guy Smiley. They call me Guy Smiley because I changed my name from Bernie Liederkrantz." So his real name was Bernie Liederkrantz.
I'll never forget that now.
Nah, it's kind of hard to.
Bernie Liederkrantz.
Did either of you guys watch Friends much?
Yes.
Nah, my girlfriend's a huge fan.
Kels, this might be
See, you think?
bad. In season 8 of Friends, Joey auditions for a game show, which he's summarizing the rules here. He says, "You spin the wheel of mayhem to go up the ladder of chance. You go past the mud hut through the rainbow ring to get to the golden monkey. You yank his tail and boom, you're in Paradise Pond." What is the name of that game show?
Can I call a lifeline?
Oh my gosh. That was so funny.
I bet she'd know.
She knows. It's like
The second it's one of those kind of things like Guy Smiley. You either know it or you don't. And when you hear it, you're like, oh my God, I remember that.
I'm just gonna guess. Please don't be mad at me, Bree. I'm locked in.
I'm locked in as well with an utter and total guess, but I'm going to kick myself when I hear it.
Kels?
I just went with Tower of Doom.
Devo?
I went with Tsunami because it sounds cool.
Bamboozled.
Bamboozled!
Best game show ever.
Dang it.
In researching that, it looks like there's a there's a
home game.
an iPhone app called Bamboozled.
Yeah, there's
It's basically a friend's trivia game.
Yeah, there's a home game.
Show them what they won.
You want to know some scores?
Tell me some scores.
Well, I gained a little ground in that one. Thank you, Stephen King.
90 to 70.
90 to 70.
Yeah. Math.
Okay. I managed to work in a sports episode or sports category here.
Yay!
For us?
Just for you guys.
Man, I knew you loved this, Neil.
Question 1 in sports game shows.
Okay.
Dan Patrick hosted a sports-themed version of what game show from 2014 to 2016?
Locked in.
My answer to this was, I've heard of Dan Patrick.
I'm locked in as well.
Kels?
Jeopardy.
Davo?
Jeopardy.
Correct answer is Jeopardy Sports.
Come on, Davo. You gotta flub one of these. We gotta make it tight. That's what the listeners want.
Oh.
I don't know that listeners don't take offense. You might like blowouts. I don't personally, unless I'm on the winning end.
Yeah, I mean, I had a recent episode where I didn't mind the blowout that much. Question 2. This celebrity/sports/game show mashup aired semi-annually in TV specials from the mid-70s through the mid-80s. For name the show. And for 2 bonus points, can you name the primary host/announcer for the shows?
Can I get the question again? Because I feel like
Yeah, it's this celebrity/sports/game show mashup aired semi-annual TV specials from the mid-70s through the mid-80s. And for 2 bonus points, name the primary host or announcer for the shows. I think he did all but one show.
I'm locked in.
I felt really confident about this when you first said it. Now it's not so much. Because I feel like it doesn't fit you said mid-70s to mid-80s?
Mid-70s to mid-80s, yeah.
It doesn't
It was about
seem...
9 seasons, but they only did 1 or 2 shows a year. They were specials. It wasn't like a series.
Dave, you locked in, right?
Oh, totally.
Yeah, of course you are.
I guess this is such an iconic thing for me, but I was like a kid when these were coming out. Kels wasn't born,
No, he was not even a zygote when these came out.
so I don't even know if that exists as a thing anymore, like a meme.
I think it doesn't, but it's something that I remember watching when I was a wee lad.
I'm going to take a shot in the dark just off of something I've heard before and never knew what it was. And I am locked in.
Kels, what do you have?
I just wrote down Battle of the Network Stars.
Did you guess the host?
I didn't.
You
Because, can I
you
give
guess one
it
now?
a shot?
Yeah, go
Can
ahead.
I go with Bob Eubanks?
Okay.
You love Bob Eubanks.
I like the name. It's
Eventually, in a
fantastic.
game show episode, it's got
gotta
to be a
get
Bob
there.
It's got
Eubanks,
to be
right?
Bob Eubanks.
I also wrote down Battle of the Network Stars,
Yeah.
and the host that I put on there was Howard Cosell.
It
This is Howard Cosell.
It was the Battle of the Network Stars, and it was hosted almost every time by Howard Cosell.
Yeah.
Man,
So 12 for Dave and 10 for Kels.
man.
Question 3. There was a 1960 competition show which pitted the best Major League Baseball hitters of the era against each other. Name the show, and for 1 point each, name the 5 contestants that are still alive as of today.
You said the 60s, right?
1960.
1960. 60.
1960.
Ooh, Lord.
I think it was filmed in December of '59. They filmed all the episodes together, and it was aired. This started airing in 1960, if I remember right.
I know nothing about this. But I'm gonna...
They were all sluggers. They were all baseball hitters. I remember watching this in reruns at one point.
5 sluggers.
There were about
Still alive?
19 different players on, and there are 5 of those guys are still alive. 4 of them were Hall of Famers. 4 of the 5 were Hall of Famers. So there's up to 5 bonus points available here if you could name all 5 of those guys.
Living.
I'm locked in.
I'm thinking 60s baseball. I'm drawing a blank. I got 2 names so far.
I got 3. I couldn't think of anybody else who would be alive. All the guys I was thinking of died.
Yeah, I had a lot of those rush to my mind.
Yeah.
I'm locked in. I'm pretty sure 2 of the 4 names I have probably dead, but I'm locked in with an answer.
Okay. Davo, you locked in first. What do you got for the game show?
The game show, I don't know the answer. I've never heard of this, honestly. But I wrote Hitter's Delight.
Okay.
Because that sounds
I
fun.
like that.
Sure.
The game, I went with Rod Carew. I went with Al Kaline and Hank Aaron.
Okay.
Those are the only 3 I could think of that might still be alive.
Kels?
I went with Home Run King and Willie Mays, Hank Aaron. I wrote Harmon Killebrew, but he just sounds like he's been dead for a long time.
What does that mean?
How many Harmons do you know?
He sounds like he's dead.
And Frank Robinson.
Okay. That's really interesting. All right. Kels, you were so close. And they repurposed the name.
Is it Home Run Derby?
It is Home Run Derby.
I was writing that down. I wrote that. Oh my God.
That's where they got the name.
They got the actual Home Run Derby from this TV show.
I am so sorry if I
believe
the
blew
so.
out.
name
They
from,
did,
wow.
yeah.
I am so sorry if I blew out the mic, but that genuinely pisses me off. Oh.
Well, it's worse to be close. But you wrote it down.
I wrote it and erased it.
Dude, I'm sorry.
So for the players, between you got 4 of them.
Really?
You missed the non Hall of Famer, which I don't think is that surprising. Rocky Colavito.
Ooh,
Whoa.
Does that ring a bell?
No.
Not any over here. But
Okay. The correct answers were Rocky Colavito, Hank Aaron, Al Kaline, Willie Mays, and Frank Robinson.
Oh, we each got 2.
got to.
I thought Frank Robinson was dead.
Not according to his Wikipedia page, I'll tell you that.
Oh, you said Hank Aaron?
Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, Al Kaline, Frank Robinson.
So I got 3. And you got
Which 3 did you get?
You got Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, and Frank Robinson.
But Frank Robinson is dead.
No, he's not.
I really want him to be. Sorry, Mr. Robinson.
That's horrible.
sorry. I
Look.
I laughed really loud.
I didn't put him down because I thought he was dead. He has disappointed me again.
So you're trying to kill him like you do Fast Five Freddy?
Yeah, Fat Five Freddy. Fat Five Freddy is dead.
No, he's not.
Well,
He's alive and well. Him and Frank Robinson are probably having.
they hang out
They're sharing a
for barbecue.
sharing a cheesecake right now.
So, in case you're interested, the other players for that show
I
included,
Well,
Mr. Lister.
Let's get a list.
I got. Was Mickey Mantle a part of it?
Mickey Mantle was, yes.
Was Roger Maris involved?
Roger Maris.
He just had that 1 year.
He had
was
one
really
good year.
Yeah, I don't see Maris
So
on
just
here.
okay. Well, I'm done. You got anybody?
Gus Triandos from the Orioles.
I've heard that
Ooh.
name.
Dick Stewart, Pittsburgh.
Was Willie McCovey a part of it? Stretch.
No, I don't see him.
Okay. Well, I'm out.
From the Los Angeles Dodgers, Duke Snyder.
Duke Snyder. That's a good choice. Yeah.
You got Frank Robinson from the Reds. Philadelphia Phillies had Wally Post.
Okay.
Willie Mays from the Giants. The Braves had Eddie Matthews.
Eddie Matthews.
Yeah. Was Rocky Calavito a Red Sox
Indian.
Okay.
Well, he might have played. They've got Indians here, so that's when he was where he was at the time, I guess. So Mickey Mantle with the Yankees, Jim Lemon from the Washington Senators, Harmon Killebrew from the Washington Senators, Al Kaline from the Tigers, Jackie Jensen, Red Sox.
Okay.
Gil Hodges, Dodgers. Rocky Colavito, Indians. Bob Serve from the Athletics of Kansas City. Ken Boyer from the St. Louis Cardinals. Ernie Banks.
Ernie Banks.
You heard of him?
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Cub.
Mr. Cub.
Bob Allison. And the overall winner with a record of 6-1 on the home run derby was Hank Aaron.
No surprise there.
Yes.
Second place was Mickey Mantle. Third was Willie Mays.
That sounds pretty.
That's intense.
Is that the order that they fall? No, it's not the order that they fall in all-time home runs. I want to say Mays wound up with more than Mantle.
I'm not sure how this is. I think this is ordered alphabetically by player name.
Yeah,
That's really cool, though.
very.
Yeah, it was kind of a fun show because in between it was basically a head-to-head, and the player that wasn't batting would sit down and talk with the announcer, and they would talk about their batting style. And the Wikipedia page had an interesting note that a lot of these players were wearing golf gloves while they were batting, even though the batting glove wasn't really a thing back then.
Right.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they were all wearing them during the home run derby. So I don't know what the significance of that was, but it was interesting enough that whoever wrote the Wikipedia article put it in there. I'll leave that up to you sports guys. Anyway, question 4 in sports. What kind of sports game show category could you have without talking about American Gladiators?
I was waiting for American Gladiators.
It debuted in, you know what year?
1989.
90?
89. Damn, Kels. How do you do that?
I don't
He's
know, but
amazing.
it didn't give me any points.
It did not. Okay. I could have gone with name some of the gladiators on there, but I thought that would be too easy.
Dude, I drew a blank, so I'm glad you didn't.
Malibu.
Nitro.
Chevelle. I don't.
Gemini.
I went a different route. So this is kind of a nugget. They had several different sports related special episodes, including a pro football episode and gold medalists, and they had a USC versus Notre Dame episode. What I really am interested here in is I want you to tell me who were the original 2 hosts on season 1. I got some clues for you.
Thank God.
Both were former NFL players. One went on to report for ESPN and spent a brief stint as an error-prone reporter for WWE's Raw and ECW. And I believe he was a general manager of Raw at some point. The other was a longtime color commentator on ESPN's Sunday Night Football. For 15 years or something like that, he was on Sunday Night Football. I had an extra clue for him, but
What was the clue for the first guy?
I got one in the can. I'm not sure about the second guy.
the first one was he went on to report for ESPN and spent a brief stint as an error-prone reporter for WWE's Raw and ECW.
Error prone.
Like, made constant mistakes.
Yes, I know what error prone means.
I didn't know if you were.
Wow.
No disrespect, Dave. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm feeling it.
A little mansplaining going on.
Wow, that was error prone. That's when people make mistakes. Wow. I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
Yeah, another clue I could have given you is I've heard of both of these guys, so they're not that obscure. Dave, what do you got?
Joe Theismann
Okay.
and Steve McMichael.
All right.
Man, I didn't think of Steve McMichael at all.
What did you think of?
I went with Mike Adamle and Howie Long.
Half points to both of you. Correct answers were Mike Adamle and Joe Theismann.
Our powers combined.
So we each got 5?
You each got 5.
Hooray.
Yeah, I assume the error proneness was part of his shtick.
No, he was just messing up.
Was he really?
Mike Adamley?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he.
Like, I mean, he started off by giving someone, like interviewing someone and calling him by the wrong name, right?
Jeff Harvey.
Yeah, that's him. Oh, that's Jeff Harvey?
Yes.
Holy crap.
This is Mike Adamley.
Mine is 5 stars.
I don't know what you guys just said.
You know, before he went to college, you know what his last name was?
Thiesman.
Thiesman. That was a very productive round for everybody. Davo is in the lead with 119. Kels, 98.
98.
Close game.
Yeah.
One of the problems with the format of our game is sometimes you get very focused on a particular type of trivia question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doing a show about game shows, these have all been about different kinds of game shows. So there haven't been any sports or geography kinds of questions, right?
Right.
But I kind of wanted to do that because those are my favorite kinds of questions. I'm not that good with the pop culture stuff. So I found a list of some of the $1 million questions from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Really?
Really?
Do we get that many points if we get them right?
You get 10 points if you get it right.
Wow. Okay. All right.
And honestly, these I don't think are that hard. I knew most of these. I skipped the ones that I didn't know.
Okay.
So, assuming that you guys are more or less on par with me on this stuff,
What are you trying to say, Neil?
I'm saying you guys are as dumb as I am.
Oh, wow.
That makes me feel comfortable.
Anyway, so let me ask you this though. Do you want the multiple choice or do you want to just try to answer one of them? I have to give you the multiple choice.
I think if we're going to do the Who Wants to Be the Millionaire thingamabob,
We'll do it like we did Jeopardy. Like, yeah,
do it like the format.
Okay, but I don't have, do we want to do lifelines?
No.
No.
Okay,
no.
so you just pick one
We've
of the four.
exhausted our
Okay,
lifelines
there we
at
go.
this point.
Question 1. Which of the following landlocked countries is entirely contained within another country? A. Lesotho. B. Burkina Faso. C. Mongolia. Or D. Luxembourg.
Locked in.
Wow.
I got a lot of ground to make up. So.
Oh, no. Okay, I'm going to second guess myself and kick myself later.
Go with your first feeling.
Okay, fine. Damn it.
Probably shouldn't have told him that.
All right.
Go with your heart.
Going to... Thanks, Mufasa.
You must never go there.
I'm locked in.
Kels?
I went with Lesotho.
Devo?
I went with my heart and I failed. I went with Luxembourg.
Your heart failed you.
Lesotho.
I changed it to Lesotho, and you talked me out of it, Simba.
Way to go, Kels.
Oh man,
What? That was you, man. I
playing
just
the
got,
player, as they say.
I didn't know you were doing that.
No,
All right, it's on now.
I was trying to help you.
No, the correct answer is Lesotho. And it's surrounded by
South Africa?
South Africa. Question 2. Which insect shorted out an early supercomputer and inspired the term computer bug? A. Moth. B. Roach. C. Fly. Or D. Japanese beetle.
That's a really great question.
Could I get those options again, please, sir?
Moth, roach, fly, or Japanese beetle.
I'm locked in.
I am also locked in.
Devo?
What with the Japanese beetle?
Kels?
I went with Roach.
So I'm kind of a computer guy, and I think that this is not exactly correct. The right answer is moth. It didn't really inspire that term. The term bug existed beforehand, but it was an example of a literal bug. But it's kind of a famous story found by Grace Hopper, I think,
Yeah.
working in the Navy. Question 3. Who did artist Grant Wood used as the model for the farmer in his classic painting, American Gothic? A. Traveling salesman. B. Local sheriff. C. His dentist. Or D. His butcher.
Can I get those options one more time, please, sir?
A traveling salesman, a local sheriff, his dentist, or his butcher.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in as well.
Kels?
I went with local sheriff.
Davo?
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the correct answer, not the one I put, but the correct one,
Right.
is traveling salesman, because that would be more, that makes for a better tale.
Okay.
You know, he managed to talk this guy into sitting for a portrait,
Or standing.
whatever, to, you know, as he's going through town, and maybe paid him a few bucks that worked like a sale. But I think I went with his dentist because that dude looks like a dentist.
The correct answer is his dentist.
Yes.
Nice.
Just evokes dentistry.
I can see him being a small town sheriff.
I'll have to relook at that picture and see if I get
If you get
vibes.
dentist off of that, oh, totally.
In the children's book series, where is Paddington Bear originally from?
Oh,
Oh, wow.
The answers are A, India, B, Canada, C, Peru, or D, Iceland.
wow. What were those again?
I'm locked in.
India, Canada, Peru, or Iceland.
Also locked in.
Davo?
I'm going to break this one down for y'all.
Okay.
I felt like there were only two possible answers to this question.
Mm-hmm.
Paddington Bear is in England. Paddington Station is British.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't one of the choices.
I'm working the magic here. Your two big bear areas to me off of this are India and Canada. India is home to the sun bear, the inspiration for Baloo from Jungle Book, but the sun bear is black. So I went with Canada, home of brown bears. Ha.
You went that long distance really short in a very short period of time in your mind. I appreciate that. It's very
Thank you.
nice.
How far did you go in your mind, Kel?
I just said India.
Paddington Bear came from the darkest parts of Peru
Because why?
because that was in the book.
Well, that guy's a jerk.
Wow. He was found in Paddington Station, which is how he got his name.
Well played, though, Dave. I like that logic.
Thank you. But I should have remembered it's a children's book, and they make no sense. It is a bear wearing galoshes.
Yeah. Why was a cat in a hat?
All right, that's the last question of the game, apart from our super mega whatever question. So what are our scores, Dave?
I have 129. Kels has 108. Anyone's game.
Still a tight one.
Our final question is Game Show Emmys.
Oh, boy.
Sorry, our final category is Game Show Emmys. Make your wagers on how much you know about Game Show Emmys.
I'm locked in with a wager.
Same here.
Jeopardy, as we discussed in one of our earlier questions, has won a bunch of Emmys. They won more than anyone else has. But that includes all categories, including host. I have a list of all of the game shows that have been nominated for a Best Game Show Daytime Emmy since 1974. Not including Jeopardy, because we already know about that one. Name 10 of them, and you gotta get 7 of them right.
Now, you gave us 2 of them in the earlier question with the very first nominees.
Do you remember them?
Yes.
Because I do too.
Okay, well, in that case, That's all right. There's 12 on my list total. There's 12 that have won or have been nominated.
Okay.
But go ahead and throw those in as 2 freebies. You still get.
Thanks, Neil. Still got.
Dude, I'm not sure either. I'm not sure you're going to get it.
I'm not sure either.
I think our final format is a little challenging sometimes.
You can be, but that's what this is for. We got to dig deep.
Pick 10 and you need 7 right, including the 2 if you remembered them from earlier.
Okay.
I'd forgotten that I did that when I wrote this question.
Pencil down, locked in.
Ooh. Hopefully a 7 in here, but I am also locked in.
Davo, you tell me what your answers are, and then I'll go through the list and you count up how many you got right.
Okay, my answers: Password, Tic-Tac-Doe, Price is Right, Joker's Wild, $20,000 Pyramid, Press Your Luck, Concentration, Pitfall, Hollywood Squares, and Match Game.
Is that 10?
It's a solid list.
Yes.
Okay.
I love Press Your Luck.
Yeah, that was great.
I was tempted to write that.
One of the categories I was going to work on was gaming the system.
Oh, that is the ultimate example of gaming the system.
There's
I
some
loved
others
that
I
show.
can tell you about if you care later. But Kels, what did you get?
All right. Ooh, I already feel bad about one of them. Wheel of Fortune, Password, $20,000 Pyramid, Family Feud, Price is Right, Hollywood Squares, 21, Match Game, Win, Lose, or Draw, Supermarket Sweep.
Oh,
All right.
I totally forgot about Wheel of Fortune.
I mean, but it's still daytime, I guess.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about Wheel of Fortune.
Okay, here's the answers. You guys keep track of your own because I didn't write them down.
Okay.
With 2 nominations each, Match Game and the Password franchise.
Okay.
Did you each get those?
I got Match Game and Password.
Yeah, I got Matt.
Okay.
I got them both.
With 3 nominations, Win, Lose, or Draw.
Dang it.
That was my wild card.
Literally.
There were two shows tied with 8 nominations. Neither one of you got them. Win Ben Stein's Money
I don't like that show.
and Cash Cab.
Oh, I love Cash
I
Cab.
do love Cash Cab.
That's a good show.
So when you were asking your question earlier about daytime versus nighttime,
Yeah.
I was a little hesitant because with 11 nominations, you got Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Because they definitely have daytime shows. They did kind of nighttime shows too.
I thought about writing them down, but I was a little hesitant.
I was like, I've only seen Who Wants to Be a Millionaire at night.
In what's this? 6th place with 13 nominations, Hollywood Squares.
Yay.
16 nominations apiece. You've got Let's Make a Deal. I don't think either of you got that one.
Missed that one.
And Pyramid, which includes all the flavors of Pyramid, because there's
Yeah.
been like 20 different flavors of Pyramid.
Inflation is a thing.
Did either of you get number 4, which was with 17 nominations, Family Feud?
I did.
Good.
You got Family Feud.
With 19 nominations, Wheel of Fortune.
Ugh. Those are the 2 I really regret because Family Feud is a name, and Wheel of Fortune I never think of as a game show. I just don't. Although it is.
It is. 2nd place, we already know that 1st place was Jeopardy. It had 36 nominations for Best Show. 35 nominations, Price is Right, which you both should have gotten since I gave you the answer earlier.
No Tic-Tac. No Joker's Wild. No Press Your Luck. Come on.
I got 8.
I got 5 because dang it.
I didn't wager.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Well,
I don't know if I wagered
Let's see
enough.
what the wagers are. How much
I
did you-
wagered a big fat 0, so you have to beat me.
Yeah, I didn't.
What does he need to be?
He needs 21 to tie, 22 to win.
I wagered 8.
Oh, Cal.
Oh, Kels.
Dude, the question I did not feel. I figured he thought I might try to outrun him and wager something. But he played it safe.
Final scores. Davo is victorious with 129.
116.
Kels with 116. Close game. I love the category.
That was a good
Really good.
Really good one.
Thanks, Jeff. Anybody else have any interesting categories they think we should do? Send us an email or...
Absolutely. Where can they send that email?
Well, we each have our own email account. We've got Kels at brainladle.com, Davo at brainladle.com. That's DAVO. And Neil at brainladle.com.
You can also send it to us on Twitter at LadleBrain, because...
Why is that again?
Because I wrote it down wrong.
Oh, okay.
We're LadleBrain. And we have a Facebook page where we would love to start a thriving Brain Ladle trivia community. Thank you very much for listening. We really appreciate it. Be sure to review the show, subscribe to the show, like the show, be one with the show. It's about the show. Give us all those stars. All right? So this has been Davo and...
Neil?
And Kels.
Look at that. Signing off.
And don't forget to spay and neuter your pets.
The preceding podcast was presented by Brain Ladle Productions. All rights reserved.